Testing 1 2. Good evening. This is Greg Sykes, and I just wanted to give you some highlights of what I'm actually working on for my my LLC, which is on gregenterprises.com. Just wanted to go there real quick just to give you some highlights. This is my website here, gregenterprises.com. We have an abundance of different projects that we're working on. This is my my lab, basically, that I work on here, and I just wanted to give you some highlights on some things that we're currently working on. So as you can see on the site itself, this is my lab. This is a whole bunch of different equipment that you can see here that I work with. This is my infrastructure that I have, the laptops and switches, etc., etc. And I'm working on a whole bunch of different projects. Actually, this looks a little off, so let me just change this real quick to show you that. I need to change that real quick for my website. Let me just bring that over. Seems like we kind of got out of sync here with this little thing here. Let's bring this over. Okay, save this. And then upload this back up to the web. This is FileZilla. Alright, and then we can actually refresh the page, and that should fix that. Let's make sure. Yeah, much better. Alright, so as you can see here, I've worked in the industry for almost 20 years as a network engineer, also as an administrator, and doing various projects with Linux, Cisco, Juniper, different infrastructures, different simulations. Created a whole bunch of labs, including a VLabs, which involves some things that I work with for my students for training for CCNA, CCNP. Currently, I'm studying for my CCIE, which I'm doing this Layer 2-3 project. But what I want to focus in on today is this one project that I'm working on, this MLS project, which is something that I'm working on, MPLS project, that I wanted to get a refresher on because it's been a while. So let's review. So let me just get the website here going to bring this in. Let's see. I think we could probably bring this over a little bit. Yeah, so that fits in that box, and we'll save this. Okay, so now, this project that I'm working on is right here, this MPLS project, which is great. I'm working in this in GNS3. It's a simulator that actually gives me the ability to configure my routers, the different Layer 2, Layer 3 switches. And what I want to do before I even start with this is I wanted to edit a video that I was working on, that I just worked on, but I didn't actually give it any sound. I think the sound was off for my recorder here. I have a recorder that records here in the background. But what I want to do here is I wanted to actually go into this video, and this is the video that I had worked with my CCIE study group. And the group is a great group because everybody works together to work on different projects. We allow access for the group via Skype. Actually, we're working right now, always working in the background. So let's start. Before we get that going, let's just go back here and just stop this video. And I wanted to go back to the beginning of the video because the video was running. Okay, so this is the configuration that I was working on here. That gives me on MPLS with Gigabit Ethernet ports. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just configuring the devices and making sure that I can actually look at the version to check different versions of each router. So you want to enable the device. You want to do a show version, basically for every router that can actually show you the different configurations of the router. You just hit enter and it would show you what the router is capable of doing as far as the slots and different configurations. You also want to do an interface IP interface brief to show you what interfaces are connected and what ones you have to configure for the MPLS. So this, you're going to see this being done during the entire video and looking at this, you'll see the GNS3. You have the console into each device. Pretty much the same as if you were on a Cisco device. It's a pretty good simulator. So you'll be doing this for each one, just the IP interface, interface brief. You can run the interface go command, which will actually tell you what interface is connected for the IP addresses that's connected. And then you can show MLS, which will show you which commands are doing. This is pretty simple stuff. If you're not sure about this, you can always do a question mark after the device, and then you can just configure the device with MLS to configure that device for the particular device that you're trying to configure, whether you want to do IP, IPX, or in this particular case we're going to be doing IP. And as you can see, we're going to be going through this video with some kind of explanation on what's actually going on in the background here. So you see this we just configured the IP address to 172.31.21.201. It's showing the flow to the device, and it's configured for the domains configured for MLS0. I'm probably going to fast forward this a little bit so that we can get to this device, because I don't want to take up that much space on the device. My main concern with this basically is to make sure that you guys have a running configuration, because the main thing that I really wanted to work with is the actual GNS3. I'm leading up to this here. So I'm reviewing that to lead up to this, the troubleshooting net device, which I want to actually take and put on my website, which I'm going to do that right now. So let's just do that while that's doing that in the background. Let's just update the website so that we can do that on the website itself. Let's move this here. Let's go back to the website, and let's just that video, which is this here, I need to get a screenshot of this video. So what I normally would do if I wanted to get a screenshot to the video is I just need to get a clear screenshot to this video here. So let's just pause this, go back one, back one again. Yeah, it's not, is it still running? Oh, let's pause this right here. Let's get a complete screenshot to this. I'm almost thinking I have a picture of this, but this looks pretty good enough. I can kind of simulate this a little bit. So let's just do a screenshot to this. Real easy with the website. I already have this saved as one model, so I'm going to come over here and just paste this here. And then obviously I want this configuration, so I just want to get this configuration in here. Okay, so we copy this and just do a new to that, then save that and just paste that here, and then come over here. So now we have this, and then we want to save this to the actual configuration. What do we call this? This is the mp-troubleshooting.net. So we can just name this as file save as MPLS troubleshooting. We'd have a troubleshooting model 1. I want to check something with the website real quick to make sure I don't have a duplicate of that. This is the matter of fact, this is all the videos that I really put a lot of effort into learning a lot of this stuff. I have tons of information, tons of different stuff that you can actually see from every configuration you can imagine for MPLS. So as far as candidacy and learning this stuff, you know, it's just the question is the time-consuming factor of doing this and doing other things that you want to try to stay active in with your certification. So, you know, but you know what they say, a picture and a video is 1,000 words, and that's all I got to say. If you have access to the information, you can always go back, review, and then implement. That's my whole concept here. So what was I checking? I was checking the website, which is over here, and I wanted to see if I had an MPLS website for this view. So I have the gigabyte configuration here, and I have that configuration there. I do have something that looks similar. Let's open this in Paint and see what we have here. Actually, I want to see what this looks like. We have, oh, that's the video. I want to see if I have just a JPEG of this configuration. Do I? I don't think so. Because that's MPLS, that's a different configuration. So I'm going in the right direction. Yeah. So we're going to print screen this. I'm going to call this MPLS troubleshooting. MPLS with gigabyte Ethernet ports. Ethernet ports. I spell that right? Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to call that there. So, because I already have this, I have this. This is the picture. MPLS with Ethernet gigabyte ports that I wanted to use. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to import this in here by adding the picture in here. So I just come from File and just add this MPLS troubleshooting with Ethernet here, right here. Now that's going to kind of throw things off a bit, because you notice how everything throws the website off. So what we're going to do here is we're going to just undo this, undo the insert, and we have to make it to the size of the website. So we may have to go in here and just bring this down a little bit in Paint. Where's Paint at? Okay, so that's the size, but I want to bring it down even more. Like maybe something a little bit bigger than that. I don't know. A little bit, yeah. That kind of gives me a general idea. What about on this side? That's too small. We'll save this, print screen this, come back in here. Don't save that, and then paint that here. And then we just want this side. We want actually this size here. And we don't even need, actually, maybe what I want to do is just get the inside of this. Because you know what the, if you know what GNS3 looks like, you don't need to have all of this on the outside. So I just want to get that. And then paste this here. So you just have a basic configurations. Too big. Okay, and then kind of like bring this in a little. So the picture looks like this, and then it looks like that. Okay, File, Save As. And then we're going to call this what we had initially called it, MP3. You can just replace that with this. Yeah, I'm just going to replace that. So now when we bring this in here for the website, we can actually insert this in this here, which is going to be in the troubleshooting, gigabyte port. And that's perfect, see? So now I have that here. So that's what I'm reviewing right now. And reviewing this is associated with this. This is the video, right? So the video is going to be associated, configuring that is associated with this. So we have the video here, which you can probably bring over just a hair. Try to center it. So when you click on this video, now here's the thing. Okay, MPLS project. I need to be a little bit more specific. Why don't we say, if we called the MPLS project that, let's just call it what it is. that. Make sure you have the spelling correct. And then we can come over here and we can call this is a project that we're doing. Let's call this a project. We give it a name. Project 3, because it's the third project that we're doing with this MPLS. Okay, so now, so we have the project 3, we have the video that we want to bring. Oops. Down here. So it looks pretty cool. We can save this. And then we can actually upload it again to the website. Use FileZilla to upload. It's still recording. We're still recording here. Yeah, 16 minutes here. Alright. So let's close that and let's just go to the Site Protect. And go into the Site Protect, we go here. We'll take the last projects that we used here. We just upload them. It's going to ask me to replace. Yes. So it's just replacing now the video up to my website. Alright, so getting back to the actual video itself. If we press play here, remember I showed you the show IP interface commands. It's going to be doing that. Just keep going. You show the MPLS for your addresses. Okay, we did that. Let's go a little further. Same thing as before. Let's see the video. Is it running? I think so. We're rolling here. Play. Pause. Play. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so I think the reference from this was okay. Now we're getting to, we have our study group, and this reference particularly came out of my CCIE book. So what I'm getting some more information here, which is great. Let me just pause this for 1 second. We have, in doing this chapter for my certification, because I remember this was part of my certification, I used the CCIE routing and switching because I'm studying for this exam, and we actually use that exam. So why don't we find that PDF? It should be in my web book here, my CCIE. Let's just see, CCIE. Configure for CCIE. Okay, through server active. Layer 2 through topology. We had uploaded that to the website. Let's go back again just to confirm the book itself. The book is CCIE routing and switching exam. No problem, we can find it. Everything was over here. Over here. Let's just do a search to CCIE. There we go. CCIE routing. All my books are on my iPad. iBook, I mean. So let's just find that CCIE exam. But then we want the routing and switching. Routing. Oops. Routing. Alright, we're getting there. Alright, so here it is. CCIE routing and switching exam. Now, what is this, volume 6? Routing and switching exam. Just want to see if I get the same version here. This was 4th edition. Okay. So going back to here, CCIE. I think this is right here. Let's open this PDF. Let's see if we can get down to that page. 200. Alright, we're getting there. We are getting there, but I don't think that's the book. That's not the book. I didn't even say that. It's a good book, though. We have many books like this. Here it is, right here. 4th edition. That's exactly what I needed, right here. So you get an idea on just what I do, who I am, and I mean, this field is just amazing of all the things that we have in the field, and you have to keep abreast to what's going on. So everything that we did for this particular configuration basically was kind of set up in a study guide on how to configure this switch. And I remember working with this one in particular. It was pretty studious because I was working with my group and also working on Skype with the virtual, and we were working towards, you know, configuring this. And we ran into a couple of problems we were able to solve. And it's really important that you really work with a group, with different people that can, you know, that you have a problem, you have blogs, you have things you can work with, and you can actually see what you're doing, and you never give up, because it's always, the information's there. You just have to be able to kind of like center it. So getting back to that, so I'm getting more information about this bring this down, this thing here, which is giving me a lot more information, which I really appreciate. We continued to configure this in GNS3, as you can see, and we was actually looking at here VLANs. Of course, you want to do a show VLAN to see what VLANs that you have configured on this device. Pausing this for 1 second again, I wanted to see whether or not that book opened up. This is something that I'm actually just reviewing, but I just may have to close that in order to bring that other book up. Let's just close this for a second. MPLS. Okay, so getting back to the book, which I see there was a 4th edition. Why didn't that open? Let's open that again. Multiple PDFs opening at one time. Interesting. There's an error with this. Really? Okay. Alright. No problem. Maybe that got corrupted. We'll just close that. We'll go back. CC. We'll pick another one. Got some carbon copies here. That's not the one I want, though. Oh, we're getting there. 4th edition. I just seen that come up. What is this here? Doesn't say 4th edition. This is what I want. Let's see something else real quick. See if the computer can find it. From on my iDrive. Anyway, while that's searching, this is a really interesting configuration. I can't wait to get my hands on it. This is IPv6, and it's showing a whole bunch of things. And with this particular thing, this is already up in GNS3. And let's just look at something for a minute. Let's just start one of the nodes here. So this node started. I'm gonna bring it up real quick just to get a feel for what's going on. So here, Anna here, and you can actually see that the DNS tree starts to load. And yeah, you try to bring this up one at a time, just like you would load the configurations for your devices here. And as you can see, it's loading up. There you go, right there. You want to enable the device, and the same thing before. Show IP interface brief. Shows you what's up. Show version of the software. Very easy to simulate stuff here if you're a Cisco guy. You know. Let's just see what's going on. So that's that there. Let's go back over here and see if it did this, if the search found it. Yes. Yes. Went to the iDrive. Let's see if the PDF will come up. Let's check my utilization for a second. Oh. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. Here we are. And you know what I'm going to do? We in effect, we were there. Here it is. This is my favorite book here, the exam preparation for this, which basically started to go into MPLS. I love this, and I really was into it a couple of months ago, and not too hard to pick back up. It's just, you know, I got kind of redirected because I got so much other stuff going on, as I mentioned before, with the website. The Gray Enterprise website, it's like so many other projects that are looking into. For a while, I was very much into this virtualization, and the virtualization is pretty big for VM infrastructure that I had to set up on my network, and that I had to kind of go back and really start to kind of get into this Xen and patches and Oracle and LDAP and all this other stuff that gives me some idea. For a long time, I worked on this project here, this lab, HTML lab, which basically was for CCNA for my students. I think we're going a little too far. Java required. I didn't see any dots. Go back. Yes. Go back in again. That's me, by the way. As I mentioned before, I'm going to hit the wrong link. What I was interested in with this particular lab was this here. Let's take less of that. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. I did this lab. Very proud of it because it went through all 10 labs from start to finish, and we actually put some bugs in there where they actually had to click this on. It would load Packet Tracer. From there, they actually went through a whole configuration from 10 labs, from implementing small networks right up until OSPF EIGRP. It's a great, kind of review for what you need to do to learn. And I kind of went through this step by step on how to configure everything step by step. 10 labs, all the way from beginner to basically, as you're going to OSP, you're going to the routing protocols, OSPF, EIGRP, all the stuff. It goes through everything. Everything is highlighted. Everything has pictures, colors. It gives a great indication of what's going on with these, what we need to do in reference to specifying different keychains and all that stuff. So it does take somebody with a great deal of determination and to be able to kind of stay abreast in this field. I had to start this LLC. Contracts come and go, but your knowledge has to stay current. And whatever you're doing, you just have to kind of figure out that most of these jobs, just to give you some highlights also about this. Let's go back. Something's running in the background, obviously. But, I like to multitask, as you can see. But this is what we were talking about. We went to page, go up here. The page that I was interested in was 120. Where's 120 at? We was at 120, I think. We started the project going up with this. That. IP address in chapter 4. So I wanted to go through this step by step with the group. And we was at page 120, I remember, according to that troubleshooting model. So 120 here, almost there. Let's just go up to route summarization, the allocation, DLSM. Let's just look at the index here, MPLS. Up. Chapter 14. Chapter 10. Nobody really used IGP. Virtual circuits. Plan. Okay. So I'm almost certain. I'm just going to scroll down real quick. Get a familiarization of where we're at. Configuration of where we were at. Page down. Down here. Yep. So it's fun to come back. Using that kind of stuff. It just gives you a lot, doesn't it, this book? This is the book here that I was using actually as my one of my main sources for I figured if I can get to this book, everybody recommended it's another version that's a little higher now, but it gives me everything that I need basically, and I wanted to start this and just go right to CCIE, because the CCNP was 3 years ago. And it's interesting how when you're working as a network engineer, you don't get to use all this stuff. I worked as a network engineer at IBM, and we did configuration, but we had a lot of servers and mainframes and different devices, not just Cisco, Juniper, Sun, HP, worked for a lot of different clients. So it's a level 3. We're responsible for everything, not just this, not just Cisco. So you really got to kind of like, it's up to you really to stay in the loop with what you want to do. This is all Ethernet basis. I don't want to have to go through all of this. It's too, it just goes through all the Ethernet basics and stuff, basic port configurations and all that stuff like that. So where we was at with this thing, trying to find that diagram so I can kind of pick right back up where I left off the video. Switching and all that stuff, VLANs, spanning tree, of course. Go down a little bit more. I don't know, it's kind of slow. Slowing this down. Yeah, all this stuff is all stuff that is all review stuff. Okay, so here we go. I think we're getting there. Virtual VLAN trunking. Configuration. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. Right, so we're, switchboard access with VLANs and all that stuff like that. And I think that, if I remember correctly, going through this there was a configuration for every single one of these devices. So, give you some highlights on what we're doing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to stop the video for now and just upload this. This is going to be a part 1, a part 2, part 3. As we're going along, you'll see the different things that I'm working on. The important thing to keep in mind is that with Greg Enterprises, going back to the website itself, the global learning, you're going to find that it's nowadays, that's where we're going right now. Global learning is it. Everything that I do is basically, I put on the website and I try to share thoughts, ideas in all different ways. And that was another thing, that this was another big one that you click this on, you'll be able to bring up DNS3, Red Hat 5 and 6, IPsec. Obviously, this is also something that I was working on, and working on some stuff with Linksys. I have to do some modifications with the website again. It looks like the line is a little off, probably because the thing is a little off, but that's okay. So this is the new project that's just coming on, and the video, as you can see, is in progress mode. I'm getting ready to upload this. I do a lot of video productions with, as you can see, once I can get this video going, I got the sound to the video. Once I can get the video going, I can just import the MPLS, the video into this thing, and I can put all the bells and whistles into it if I wanted to, and then I can upload this up to YouTube, and then there you go. It's good to go. So it's fun. I mean, you have to make this, it's all about fun. For me, if your job isn't fun, then what's the whole point? I try to make this, an adventure kind of, when you're looking at this stuff and you're trying to figure this out, it's an adventure. So let me just stop this real quick. I'm going to probably use this as part 2. But thank you for just sharing with me and, looking in and seeing what's going on. I really appreciate it. And hopefully we'll be able to talk real soon. Once again, you guys have a great day, and hope to see you for the next video. Thanks.